Yo, let me tell you about Afghanistan, my family's homeland. It's old, man, crazy old, like way before smartphones or even pizza. We're talking thousands of years back when mammoths roamed the earth. People were already chilling in Afghanistan, farming and building villages. They weren't primitive cavemen either. These guys were skilled artisans, crafting pottery and jewelry. They traded with far-off lands, connecting east and west way before Amazon Prime. This place was a melting pot of cultures even then, with Persians, Indians, and even Greeks passing through, leaving their mark. It's like the original crossroads of civilization. Now, Afghanistan's got a rep for being a tough neighborhood, and for good reason. Its rugged terrain and strategic location have made it a coveted prize for centuries. It's always been fought over by empires, kind of like that last slice of pizza everyone wants. From ancient times to modern days, it's been a hotspot for conflict and conquest. Alexander the Great, the OG conqueror himself, rolled through in the 4th century BC. His ambition knew no bounds, and he saw Afghanistan as a key piece in his quest to dominate the known world. He was on a mission to conquer the known world, and Afghanistan was right in his path. His armies clashed with local tribes, leaving a lasting mark on the region. After Alexander came a parade of empires, the Persians, who sought to expand their vast empire into this strategic land. The Greeks again, this time with togas and philosophy, bringing their culture and ideas along with their military might. And even the Kushans, who controlled the Silk Road, the ancient superhighway of trade. They turned Afghanistan into a bustling hub of commerce and culture. Imagine caravans laden with silk, spices, and jewels passing through Afghanistan, connecting Rome to China. The wealth and diversity that flowed through this land were unparalleled. It was the center of the world, a crossroads of civilizations, where East met West, and history was written in the sands of time. Around the 7th century AD, a new force arrived in Afghanistan, Islam. Arab armies brought their faith, which quickly spread throughout the region. But unlike some conquerors, they didn't force everyone to convert. They were chill about it, and people were free to choose. Over time, Islam became a big part of Afghan culture. Mosques with soaring minarets dotted the landscape, and the call to prayer echoed through the valleys. But even with Islam's arrival, Afghanistan didn't lose its diverse roots. People still followed older traditions, blending them with Islamic beliefs. It became a place where different cultures and faiths could coexist. Section 4. The Rise of Afghan Identity. For centuries, Afghanistan was like a puzzle, with different groups and empires controlling different parts. From the ancient civilizations to the medieval empires, the land saw a myriad of rulers and cultures, each leaving their mark on its rich tapestry. But around the 18th century, a dude named Ahmad Shah Durrani came along. He wasn't just any leader. He was a visionary who saw the potential for a unified nation. He was like, enough is enough, and united the Pashtun tribes, the largest ethnic group in Afghanistan. His charisma and leadership brought together various tribal leaders who had been at odds for generations. This was a big deal. It wasn't just about uniting tribes, it was about creating a sense of belonging and shared destiny among the people. It marked the birth of Afghanistan as a nation, with its own flag, its own government, and a growing sense of national identity. This newfound unity was symbolized by the adoption of national symbols that represented the collective pride and aspirations of the Afghan people. Sure, there were still challenges and internal conflicts, but for the first time, Afghans felt like they were part of something bigger than themselves. This sense of unity and identity laid the foundation for the modern Afghan state, influencing its culture, politics, and society for generations to come. Section 5. Struggles for Independence. Afghanistan's journey to independence is a tale of resilience and determination. Okay, remember how I said Afghanistan was like that last slice of pizza everyone wants? Well, it was more than just a slice. It was a strategic piece of land coveted by empires. In the 19th century, the British Empire got hungry. They were not just hungry, they were ravenous for expansion. They were expanding their empire, and Afghanistan, located right between British India and Russia, looked like a tasty snack. This strategic location made Afghanistan a prime target. This led to the Great Game, a tense rivalry between Britain and Russia for control of Central Asia. Both empires wanted to dominate the region, and Afghanistan was caught in the crossfire. Afghanistan got caught in the middle, fighting 3 wars with the British. These wars were brutal and took a heavy toll on the Afghan people. They fought bravely, but the British had better weapons and more resources. The Afghan fighters, though courageous, were often outgunned and outnumbered. Eventually, Afghanistan won its independence in 1919, but the country was left exhausted and divided. The struggle had forged a sense of national identity, but the scars of war were deep and lasting.